Okay, let's be honest. We all think about decluttering. Maybe it's when we can't find something in our overstuffed drawer. Do you have any of those? Or when we're staring at a closet full of clothes, but somehow we have nothing to wear. Maybe it's just that feeling of walking into a cluttered room and thinking, I need to deal with this, but not today. I do get it. And for some reason, getting started seems to be the hardest part. Bosco is right here, so you're going to hear him snoring. The thing is, though, decluttering doesn't have to be overwhelming, and it doesn't have to mean throwing everything away. There are so many ways to simplify your space in a way that actually feels good. So today we're going to talk about why we hold on to things, how clutter sneaks up on us, and maybe most importantly, practical ways to make decluttering easier and maybe even a little more fun. Now, I do have a couple of ideas that might help the process and simplify things just a little bit. First of all, why is decluttering so hard? I don't know what it is, but starting is really the hardest part for me. We all know the benefits: less stress, more space. It's easier to find things, and yet somehow there's always a reason to put it off. Maybe it's this, maybe not knowing where to start, feeling guilty about getting rid of things, worrying that you're going to regret it later, or thinking you need to do it all at once. Let me just say, decluttering isn't about doing a whole house purge in a weekend, not for me. It's about small, manageable steps that can help us create a space that actually works for us. And sometimes it's just about making the process a little bit easier. Over the years, I have figured out a few tricks that help me to take the stress out of decluttering. So if you're feeling stuck, maybe one of these will work for you too. First of all, I want to talk about renting a roll-off dumpster. Okay, but only when it really makes sense. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm just out here tossing good stuff into the dumpster. We've only rented a roll-off twice in 30 years. And both times it's been after DIY projects, major projects. The first time was when we tore out a really old flooring in our house, and it wasn't anything that could be donated or reused. And honestly, well, I just had to let it go. Another time was after a big renovation when we damaged materials that just weren't salvageable. So if you've been putting off a big project because you don't know how to get rid of the mess, this can be a really great option, especially if you split the cost with a neighbor like we do. It's amazing how much easier it is to just tackle clutter when you have a plan for where it's going to go. I don't want to just throw things away if they can still be useful. We recently found a local recycling place that takes old furniture and it removes the hardware and it repurposes the hardware and the wood. And I know that really helped me to know it was going to go somewhere and be useful. It helped me to let go of the furniture. Now, the company that's going to remodel our bathroom, they donate old fixtures to Habitat for Humanity. So like sinks and cabinets, anything that is salvageable, they're going to donate to that. And I think it's great. The key is to do a little research and just check around. You'd be surprised at how many places take these things off your hands in a way that will make you feel good. Why do we hold on to stuff, though, in the first place? All right, so let's get real for a second. Why do we even keep these things that we don't use? Well, maybe because we spent money on it. Maybe because someone gave it to us. Maybe because we might need it one day. Maybe it's just sentimental, even if it's just taking up space. And you know what? Sometimes we just don't even realize how much we're holding on to these things. Like, really, there's a lot in my house. I recently watched a video from Buddy, and he was talking about designer toilet paper. I'm going to put his little picture up here. It got me thinking, though, how much do we buy and keep that's just, really, like designer toilet paper, not my thing. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with having little things that you love. It's just when it starts to feel crowded and stressful and overwhelming, that's when it's time to take a second look at what really is adding value to our lives. So let's talk about simple ways to get started. If decluttering feels overwhelming, let's just start small. For me, sometimes it's just one thing a day. Instead of just trying to do everything at once, just get rid of one thing a day. A piece of clothing, a kitchen gadget, maybe you have a magazine you never read. Also use the 4-box method. I used to do a 3-box method for like the keep, donate, trash. But I do now use a 4th box, the think box. Items I'm unsure about. I put them in a box and I give myself time to decide. Also the take items, just the things that are in good condition that someone else can use. Just take them off to the Goodwill or whatever. Trash, easy, just throw it away. Or the sell box. Items that you can actually sell and make some money off of. Just decluttering one small area at a time. Don't say to yourself, I'm going to just declutter the whole house. That is overwhelming. Do one drawer, one shelf, one section of your closet. Try the hanger trick for clothes. This has been around a while. If you're unsure what's in your closet, so you're going to turn all your hangers around, facing backwards. And when you take something out to wear, you're going to, put that on. Next time you wash it, you can put it back in regular. But anything left after 6 months backwards, you haven't touched in 6 months. I love that idea, and I'm going to borrow that. I know it's been around for a long time. It's not my tip, but I've seen so many people talk about this, and I think it's just a really good way to keep track, because I do think we forget what's in our closets. But just know that once you clear even one small space, it feels amazing. Suddenly there's room to breathe. There's space to move. There's less mental clutter too. And the best part is decluttering isn't about getting rid of everything. It's about keeping what actually matters. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your stuff, like I do, I hope this helps you, gives you a few ideas to make it easier to get started. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the hardest thing for you to declutter? Or do you have a tip that's helped you get rid of your stuff? Share it in the comments, because I would love to see what's worked for you, and I know it'll help others as well. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really does help the channel. And I want to thank you so much for just spending some time with me today. And I'll see you on the next one.